Rundown August 24th. Let's start with our boy Chris Carter. We have the report from is it Chris Borland? Is that Chris's Borland? Chris Borland. Basically saying he went to the NFL like rookies training symposium, and a veteran said, "Get yourself a fall guy."
In case y'all not gonna decide to do the right thing, if y'all got a crew, you got to have a fall guy in the crew. Now, every dime that come into Teddy, all right, is gonna be earned by him and this body. All right? Now, I let my homeboys know, y'all wanna keep rolling like this? Then I need to know who gonna be the fall guy, who gonna be driving, because y'all not gonna all do the right stuff now, all right? So I got to teach y'all how to get around all this stuff too. If you gonna have a crew, one of them fools got to know he going to jail.
ESPN reported this story, but failed to mention that it was Chris Carter, even though the evidence was out there. Now it's out there. Carter has apologized with some bullshit apology. I love it. I love everything about it. The NFL is falling apart. ESPN is falling apart. It all comes back to Deflategate and these hypocrites who are the hypocrite of hypocrites, because Chris Carter was ranting and raving about integrity and this and that. Shut up, Chris Carter. You're a fucking fraud. All these talking heads are frauds. The NFL is frauds, and it's great to see it all come together for one big fucking fraud fest. Big Cat?
Like I said in my blog yesterday, everything Chris Carter said is true, and the point is, like, everyone, if you're a rich athlete, you should have a shithead high school friend who's going to go to jail for you, who's going to drive the car, who's going to hold the drugs if you're Jarrett Stahl going into Wet Republic in Vegas. But the fact that he said it out loud when he knows cameras are on him is insanity, especially in 2015, and bonus points for Warren Sapp, just, like, sitting there, totally zoning out, and being like, yeah, you need a full guy, and then getting arrested for however many times he's gotten arrested.
So real quick, I agree with what you said. I agree with the advice, fall guy, everyone needs a fall guy. Sales guy is my fall guy. I have no problem with any of that. But my thing is, I don't rant and rave like about integrity and how you shouldn't have fall guys and then go give a speech how you should have fall guys. That's my problem with Carter. They're all fucking hypocrites. They say one thing and then they say another. That's what drives me nuts.
He is a hypocrite with the Deflategate, but Chris Carter has always been a guy who's like admitted his own problem. I mean, he was a cokehead and almost was out of the NFL. So I think that he gets a little bit more of a pass to that because he's never said out loud like, I'm a saint and I've always done everything the right way. He's clearly had problems. But yeah, for the Deflategate, I'd agree with you.
But doesn't he say he's like, he is a saint now?
Maybe.
I think
Chris Carter's like one of the many guys who they just throw on set and he just yells and screams and you're like, all right.
That's the thing, is it's like getting fired up about Chris Carter's integrity is a waste of time. It's like he's just a talking head ex-athlete. It's not like anybody out there really respects him or goes to Chris Carter for his, like, final say. You know, he's just like another one in the fucking, constant wheel that ESPN always churns out.
Yeah, but the problem is ESPN, from my perspective, has shaped the discussion for Deflategate. And you have, like, Chris Mortensen, who, I don't know where I was, with the Chris Mortensen story where the fake walkthrough thing that the Boston Herald reported, and he rips them apart for not doing enough research, and you can't put this out with enough evidence. Then he does the same fucking thing, and then he says he doesn't know how to delete a tweet. So it's all just the back and forth of ESPN speaking out of both sides. Real quick, by the way, Chris Borland, he's a Wisconsin guy. I don't know what his fucking deal is. Like, I don't know who gets worked up about that speech.
He didn't. No, they did a big expose on him on ESPN where he just talked about retiring and how much he, like, loves the game, but he's conflicted because he doesn't want, he wants to live a long life. And that was just kind of almost a drop, and like that was just dropped in the entire piece randomly, and then people went and dug it up.
I thought, though, he said he didn't know what to do and wanted to get up and walk out of the meeting
that part? Well, I would say that was, I don't know how I can put this.
Who is this guy? Why would you?
He was like, I got to get up and get out of this meeting because of the fall guy comments?
Yeah, he was offended by it.
Oh, give me a fucking brave.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who is this guy?
Dude, what a pussy. That's the most sound advice ever. That's like when a high school tells kids use condoms rather than saying don't have sex. It's just like the realistic advice you should have.
I love though.
That was great advice.
Chris Carter doesn't even. I don't know if you guys saw his apology. He clearly copy and pasted it from an email because it had an end quotation mark and not a beginning. So he just but he the fact that he still doesn't get it. He realizes that it's bad because it was on TV or on the internet, but he still doesn't understand. You could just be like, hey guys, don't get arrested.
Right.
But instead he's like, you're gonna get arrested. But making sure it's the other guy who gets arrested.
I don't even have a problem with him saying that. Even though it's an NFL-sponsored symposium, let's just be realistic here. We know what's going to happen. Let's act accordingly. I don't have a problem with that.
I have zero problem with it. That was great advice. That's what it should be. You just can't have everyone now run and distance their comments, and he's talking about integrity. It's just they're hypocritical motherfuckers. That's all.
Isn't Teddy Bridgewater kind of a pretty clean, he's never been in trouble?
No.
He felt so awkward up there. He was just I don't know, man. I'm not getting arrested. So.
I'm good, man.
I didn't even see that part. Anyways, next up, this plane breakup, KFC. I don't get it. Someone just said BuzzFeed credited us for this story. Was this one of our readers who's on the plane, or you just caught on to this? What happened?
No, yeah. She's a diehard Stoolie, big fan of the podcasts. And so I already followed her on Twitter, so she tweeted it out, the first picture. And I was like, this is gold. This is the exact kind of shit that the internet goes wild for. So I tweeted it out with the hashtag, and I said, everybody follow this girl for incredible play-by-play of this ridiculous breakup. And it went, truly viral. That guy's fucking crazy. Breaking up with a chick on a plane pre-takeoff is crazy.
No. Did you not see the key part? I feel like everyone's missing when the girl live tweeted and said that the girl's getting broken up with basically changed her flight 40 minutes before. Are we breaking up?
No, It was just I was wondering if he was going to shut his phone off at some point during that.
The girl changed her flight to get on his flight. Clearly, the guy had one of his fucking side pieces picking him up.
Yeah, I mean,
he had to do it.
That's the popular theory until they end up getting back together and fucking making out on the plane. They're shit-faced drunk. And he's just fed up. I mean, I respect the fact that he was so fed up that he was just like, fuck it, I'm going to do it right now, even though we're trapped together on a plane. But there's no good outcome, even if you break up with her first and then your side piece is there waiting at the gate for you.
I still think it's a genius move because you can't really make a scene on a plane. So it just totally minimizes what she can do.
But you also can't get off a plane.
On the plane, dude. They made a big fucking scene.
And you can't get off a plane. That's a major...
Yeah, but the plane sucks anyway. I feel like when you're on a plane, I've said this is one of my genius ideas where you have a dentist's office on a plane. No one likes to travel. Just combine the shit you don't like together and get it all out of the way. So to break up with a chick. It's a pain in the ass. Might as well do it when you're at your fucking rock bottom on a Sunday night, hungover on a plane, and you just get all this shit out of the way, and you have your week open up.
It's not the worst idea. That's not the worst idea I've ever heard. But, I mean, if you have a TV and all that stuff, it does go by. I mean, a TV, there's no difference. You could say have a TV in your living room. I mean, if you have a TV on a plane, then it goes by pretty quick no matter what. Next up, my song, Rise, Page Views Rise.
If you are wise, you'll listen to me. Fuck Kevin Clancy, you should have left it alone. Now I will remind you who's on the Iron Throne. Bug like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Every fucking day you're wishing you were me. You can't even play a sport. Check the score. I got the fame and I got the horse. Groupies try to fuck me on the blackout torch. That's for sure. Without me, you're a loser, you're a bum. A rag not worthy of wiping up my cum. You took a shot at the king, you best not miss. Now I gotta give you a goodnight kiss. Mwah. I'm immortal, I'm a legend. I'll be here till the end. The question for you, bro, you want to be a foe or a friend?
Major hit. Dude,
the fact that
I didn't even get to finish.
No, all right, you say your piece and then we'll get it.
No, you can go. I'd say the reaction has been 70-30 overwhelming support. There's very few down the middle. Either people hate it or they love it. I will give you the honest, side by side. KFC, you're like a C rapper. I'm probably a C minus, maybe a D plus. Lyrically,
F minus, bro. F minus.
Lyrically, A. I'm an A. You're an F. Overall stage presence, pizzazz, A. I'm an A. You're a D. So if you combine all those things together, my song is probably a B, and you're probably a D minus, and that's the nuts and bolts of it. And that's me being honest. There's no hyperbole.
Yeah, that's what's crazy is that you're saying this is you being honest. I'm not even going to talk about your actual song because it was so bad, but expectations were so low. You can't even speak on the rundown without fucking stumbling over your words. There was no chance you were ever going to make a good rap song. So I'm not even going to kick you while you're down because that we all knew was going to be terrible.
I'm not down. I'm up.
What I will, I mean, and the fact that you're trying to say 70-30 positive and that it's down. I mean,
it's 70-30 positive.
You came to me right now, Dave, and you just said, listen, I'm not a rapper. I had to respond. I made this song. I did the best I could. It was funny. Whatever. You know what I would say? Whatever. I tip my cap to your A for effort, Dave. And it would have been funny, and we would have had our bit. But the fact that you're like, this is my honest opinion. This is just me being honest. You're such a delusional fucking asshole. But I'm not even going to talk about the song. We're going to talk about you releasing it on Friday, which is the biggest coward move ever.
Well, hold on. See, you walked into that. I've been waiting to get the song with the beeped out lyric for like 2 weeks.
All you did was
the second I got the beeped out lyric, I dropped it.
All you waited until Friday.
I didn't wait it. I don't know how to beep it out. I didn't beep that out.
Something that's going to hurt your brand. You release it when it's under the radar. No rundown to discuss it. And then to have this be the third topic on Monday. The third topic of the day when everybody wants to talk about your song. Oh, I guess we'll just talk about Rise now. And then, Dave, to take it a step further, today I'm on Facebook, and I'm looking at our Barstool Sports page. And I'm looking at some of the statistics about which posts went viral and how many clicks they got. And all of a sudden I see on the right-hand side, the only post that has a paid Facebook boost.
That was a mistake.
It's Rise Page.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake.
Paid exposure, 59,000 clicks.
I couldn't get out of it. The last thing I wanted to do was put that in Facebook. That was a mistake. Honest mistake. I knew that was going to come back. It's this little thing. I pressed the wrong fucking button.
Your shitty fucking song that nobody wanted to hear, you needed to pay to get it to click on Facebook.
Can we back up, Kevin? Are you actually going with the I couldn't get out of the window as your excuse for you paying to boost your song on Facebook? Are you
that does nothing. Listen, that's the last thing I would ever pay to boost because you have to know who I am to do it. That was I threw by accident and tried to get it back. I couldn't do it. That was a total mistake.
You accidentally one post. There's no other post in the whole library of Barstool blogs, and the one fucking post.
I mean,
the one fucking post, Dave, is your song.
That was a mistake. That was a mistake. I'm telling you the truth. It does nothing.
You are a small man. You are a small tiny man to be paying for your song to get boosted.
It was a Facebook boost. It was the wrong fucking button.
Let's get back to
God. This is the worst excuse ever.
It's the truth. I don't make excuses. I tell the truth.
You're a tiny man.
You really are a tiny, puny little man that you had to pay.
Small little man.
I didn't pay for fun. That does nothing. This is what we call a red herring. That had nothing to do with anything. I literally don't know how once you press that button on Facebook to get it back. It's a little boost button. It was a fucking mistake.
Dave, so I'll give you my honest opinion of this
Hold
song.
on, but first, let's get back to when I dropped it, because this is like a Deflategate fact. There was a lyric that had to be changed. I can't change it. It was sent back to Mike Stud. You can ask Stud. I'm like, can I have it? Can I have it? Can I have it? The second he sent it back to me, I dropped it. It was ready to drop 2 weeks ago. I had to change a lyric. I had to beep out a lyric.
What do you get when you guzzle down cum? Oh, you didn't think that you could rap? Now your wife, Caitlin's listening going, fap, fap, fap.
So that's all.
It took that long to beep it out. And even if it did, wait till Monday. Release it today.
The second I want people to be able to bump it over the weekend.
Terrible. I mean, PR 101, Dave.
PR 101. We're up.
It's when your
the
traffic
fastest.
is down
It's
and you
the
know your
fastest
shitty song is gonna skate under the radar.
It's going to be the fastest song. And what you're saying, by the way, like contradicts it. It's like talking to Goodell. One second you're saying I'm trying to get it to fly it under the radar, and the next second I'm paying to get it in front of more people. So which one is
you
it?
realize it was a complete bomb and nobody
Right.
It wasn't a bomb. It's going to be the fastest song in
Vince.
the history of Barstool to 100,000 views on SoundCloud. Fastest
You
ever.
paid for
I
promotion.
didn't pay
Yeah,
for it.
you
You don't
paid
pay for it
for
on
it.
SoundCloud. I paid for fucking stupid. People had to actually click to the blog, not the
I
song.
gotta be honest, paying for promotion for your Facebook post might be worse than ghostwriting. This is like
This is
lower
like,
than not
This
writing
is
your own rap.
disgusting. You got
Do this-
eviscerated. This was a lyrics game, and it was an A+ lyrical genius, like a poet by me. Poet.
Did you do this with Sammy Adams? Didn't you buy like 1 million of his copies on iTunes?
No, I didn't do that either.
I'm just kidding. But honestly, Dave, honest opinion, I laughed. But I think you think that we're laughing with you and not at you.
Well, you guys, I mean, I didn't write this song for you two. I disemboweled KFC, and I knew you'd be on
The
his
lyrics
side.
were great. The lyrics, there were some really funny lyrics.
The lyrics were an A+. I already gave myself an A+ on that and said it
delivery
was C-
was
D+
the-
rapping. I said that.
The delivery sounded like someone who's never spoken our language.
That's not true.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true.
And I'll be honest, what's even worse, and I hope we can get some of the unedited footage from Hank. The clips rolling around Twitter of you like in the studio.
Groupies always try to fuck me on the blackout tour.
All the groupies always try to fuck me on the blackout tour. All the groupies try to fuck me on the blackout tour. All the groupies always try to fuck me on the blackout tour.
I mean, you definitely sound like an autistic kid. You sound like you have Asperger's, and the fact that they needed to just sit there and piece together like every single word because you have no flow and no concept of music.
seen Straight Outta Compton? That's what Eazy-E did.
Not you love the fact you saw Straight Outta Compton.
I mean, that's what he did. It was like I that was me in the booth. So
Here's the thing.
Dave.
I read the lyrics on Lyric Genius. This is what tells you how bad it was. I read the lyrics on Lyric Genius, and all I could hear was your fucking fucked up like pronunciation and flow in the back of my brain.
that's actually that's a great compliment to how
Made me wanna
brilliant my
puke
rap.
and wish I didn't have this. I wish I couldn't hear anything.
If I had a nickel for every time somebody's like, I can't get this damn song out of my head, I'd be fucking rich.
But it's not
That's
for good
the
reason,
genius
Dave.
of page views right here. People don't even, they're waking up listening to it. People are playing the cars. Fastest song in the history of Barstool to 100,000 on SoundCloud. Mike Stud, what did he say? They're like, we've never seen a song blow up this fast. It's
Well, I think they
unbelievable.
were laughing at you as well. I think
No,
at
no.
that point, I think I can hear
Everyone's
it.
laughing at me, but I'm laughing all the way to the bank with the fucking a gold record. So
Nobody is playing it in their car. Nobody's playing it when they wake up. That's just none of that is true. And I also,
Hank,
I mean,
let's
I feel
get
obligated.
Hank. Put in here the clip of the guy playing in his car this morning.
You're more like Marvin. Without me, you would be starving. I'm skinny, fat, fog is starting to look like my wallet. Backseat driving, dick riding.
I feel obligated to also point out, because a lot of people don't know, that this was like been recycled, like 5 times?
The beat?
Not only did you take Stud's song, he took it from someone who took it from someone. So
Stud
it's
gave me the
unoriginal,
beat.
it
Stud
was
helped
poorly
me out.
done. Huh?
Stud helped me out.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he gave you his song. And you ruined it. You did it poorly.
I didn't ruin it.
It was unlistenable, and it went on way too long. Way too long.
I have a lot of shit. I have a lot of shit I want to say about you. I had a lot of things I want to say negatively about you.
The shoulder socket line was funny. I love the lawsuit reference. When you called me a geek in your high voice, those were funny. I was laughing at that. And then it just went on and on. And when you called me a sacrificial cow,
that was great.
You cut the beat out.
That was great. Hey, that was. I just go in the booth and try to make magic. They told me to go a cappella style. I did it. Fine.
I like the geek. The geek was a great line, and then you asking Stud to cut the beat after it had been cut for like 30 seconds was A+.
Without me, you're a loser, you're a bum. A rag not worthy of wiping up my cum. Hey, Stud.
Yo.
Fucking cut the beat. I want to hear this shit.
I don't
You're like,
even know.
yo, cut the beat.
Hank, what do
there
you
had
think
been
of
a
this
beat
song?
on the track. For
Hank,
like a
you were
solid
there.
15
Hank. A+
Yeah,
song.
but Hank, you agree.
But
It's
Hank,
serious, but it's
Hank, how many
always the
times
worst
did you
song
come
you've
in,
ever
Hank? How many times did you come in and say, I can't get the song out of my head?
I was playing it.
But not for a good reason.
What do you mean not for a good reason?
It's so bad. It's like you took your awful, the way you pronounce things, the way you rap, you stuck it in my brain. It's like having a fucking tick that I gotta burn out of my brain.
Do you know that's like
you
don't even know when you're complimenting me. You're just saying I basically place myself in your brain. I'm like gardening in your brain. That's like the nicest thing that anybody can say. Hey, this song on the radio it's
Dave,
embedded in my brain. I can't get it out. I don't know what else you want. That just shows what a great artist I am.
What really cracked me up was when Tico Texas' song came out, the very first thing you said is, I don't fucking care about rap or the lyrics. All that matters is a song with a hook. And you made a song without a chorus.
That's because I was told by my producer that diss tracks don't have choruses. You were soft with your American Idol long-haired kid who looks like a girl, and you're doing bubblegum. You're doing bubblegum rap for 8-year-olds and girls in kindergarten. I'm doing it for the streets.
The first step to making a good song is the song being good, being listenable, having a good beat, having a good flow.
No, the lyrics, my lyrics are diabolically awesome. I mean, poetry.
Who wrote those for you, by the way?
Who wrote those? Who else could write those? I had such inside information. It's clearly me who wrote it. And who else could write something that has to be, beeped out? So clearly I wrote it.
Dude, I heard the beeped out lyric. It was so lame.
How did you hear the beeped out lyric?
We're all busting balls, and then I hope your mom gets cancer thing.
How did you hear the beeped out lyric?
I heard it.
Hank just shook his head no.
Okay, I heard it.
There's a hubbub, of course. What do you think, that this is not going to get out? Of course it's going to get out.
Get out, yeah, got out. It was a beeped out lyric.
You stooped too low.
Too low. It's a rap. Listen, you know what's stupid too low? I went to Straight Outta Compton yesterday. I saw that movie in the movie theater. There was rap battles, people getting shot and killed. I don't even think it was explained to me in a rap battle. You can't go too low till someone's dead. That's how a rap battle is explained to me. I was wrong. Whatever. And you guys are wrong. If you read my timeline, go read my timeline, you're going to be like, shit, they love this song.
If I ever fucking get anything from your timeline.
And dude, I mean, if you want to play that game, I guarantee you read my timeline, and there's way more people saying how bad it is. When I have people with the Free Brady Twitter avatar with their name like Brady's Rings telling me your song sucked and I like KFC's better. I mean, that's
no one said that to me. No one's. That's just everyone's talking about it. There's so much talk. There's so much buzz. Whatever. But I know on my what I'm seeing is almost all positive. People begging me to get back in the booth and just make a full album out of this shit. I'll
give you credit, Dave. I'll give you credit for you do have an unbelievable ability to basically in your own brain turn everything into a positive for you.
I'm not. It's not positive and negative. The facts don't speak for themselves. This thing's rocketing up SoundCloud. I'm waiting for SoundCloud. It was like
because everyone's fucking grandmother and aunt is listening to it because it's paid Facebook posts on their wall.
That was a link to clarify by accident. It didn't play the song. It linked to our website. It did nothing for it.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of people out there who couldn't get out of the window.
Once you get stuck.
I mean, let's just, again, reiterate what's been said. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Big Cat said the song is ingrained in his brain like a tick that he can't get out. What more do you want from an artist? Honestly.
I was saying that because I just read the lyrics. I haven't thought about it. I listened to it once on Friday. I haven't thought about it since right now.
That's quite different than what was said a matter of minutes ago. A's ball boy diving. I don't know what I think of this move. I don't think ball boys should dive. And if you do dive and you get up and people are congratulating you, you got to smile and laugh as opposed to be like dead serious, like I just made a wet gem. I know I did, and I may get the call to play shortstop the next inning. KFC.
I don't know. I kind of I like the fact that he
because you're a bum.
Before. It was like, yeah, that's what I do. That was a routine play for me. I don't mind that.
But it wasn't. Big Cat. By the way,
it's not
Hank,
a big
have
deal
you noticed that when we do the rundown lately, like voices are all different sounds? I have. Big Cat.
How old is this fucking kid? You can't be like a 20-year-old ball boy. That right there is why he's out for me. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah, ball boys are a weird bunch. I don't know how they get the job. I feel like if you're a certain age, you should have some sort of like handicap, like mentally slow or something. This kid.
Not to bring it back to my good friend Zach Campbell, foul ball guy, but ball boys to me seem like guys who wish they were Zach Campbell but can't cut it in the bleachers and in foul ball territory, so they cheat by putting on a uniform and getting first dibs on all the balls.
MC Hammer was a ball boy. Commercial break. We're back. Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what he's doing. He made another video with Olivia Munn. Olivia Munn, by the way, I thought looked the worst I've ever seen her in this video.
So when you feel like hope is gone, look inside you and be strong.
Like, I didn't think she looked that hot, and I think she's really hot. I may be starting to sort of maybe like Aaron Rodgers. KFC's face just got naturally blurred out from getting scorched by me and Rise page use. Rise, by the way, I had the best cover, I had the best title name, I had the best song. Let's go to Aaron Rodgers.
He's so fucking lame. I don't know what he's doing either. And I'm not saying that this had anything to do with Jordy Nelson getting hurt, but keep doing these dub smashes, Aaron. And this shit happens. The world is all connected. So I'm happy that the weekend went well. It was Aaron Rodgers looking like a fool on the internet, and then Jordy Nelson tearing his ACL and going out for the year.
KFC?
He better play as fucking perfect as he can. If there's any drop in Aaron Rodgers' play, and the people like you and even Packers fans have these stupid videos to fall back on as like low-hanging fruit to make fun of him, it's not going to be pretty. It's not worth doing stupid things like this. If it was mid-season and he was still killing it, fine, whatever. But it's just like a risk that's so dumb to take. Why? So your fucking girlfriend gets some retweets? Stupid.
I can't tell what's going on with KFC. He's going in and out. Is he blurred to you, Big Cat?
Anyways, yeah, a little bit.
I will say it again. I don't hate Aaron Rodgers. I have no reason to hate him. We have 9,000 Super Bowl rings. He has one. He doesn't beat my team. I don't know whether I like him or hate him. I can't, or neutral. I have no feel on Aaron Rodgers. I think he's great, but I don't know what he's doing. Last one, we got to show the clip. This little kid, I think this is real in the sense that it somehow went viral. It wasn't planned, which in a weird way, I don't know how it couldn't be planned. Little kid hits a bomb with a wiffle ball bat, shoots it, flips the bat. People are going bananas about it. Interesting. KFC?
I love that this kid is doing that while we see the Little League World Series as one big fucking love fest.
Yeah, that's gross.
High-fiving each other, everybody like cheering for the home run that was just hit off of them. At least there's some little kids out there learning to grow up cocky and competitive.
Big Cat?
Also, the little kid pimping the home run was cool, but to the Little League World Series, they've become self-aware and it's ruined it. I don't know if you guys have noticed this year, but everyone's like favorite activity is calling girls or lunch or this or that and the other. It was funny when it was all natural and everyone's, half the team or 90% of the team's favorite activity was like guitar or, watching baseball or playing Xbox. And then there was the one guy who was like, I like to hit on girls. But now they're all doing it to like get noticed. Even in the intros, I might be out. I love the Little League World Series. Everyone knows I have a history with it, but I might be out.
I will say this, though. It always... tight games down the stretch, self-aware is gone, crying is in, and that's what you watch. When the game is on the line and kids are getting their like hopes and dreams crushed, there's crying, and that's worth it. So that's the rundown. I don't know if there's anything else. This weekend was Brownie's beer die again.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Hank, I mean, the first game we won, first time I've ever won round one, we played a team that was smoking butts, which is an unusual. They were terrible. I was horrible. I played the worst first game I've ever played at Brownie's Beard. I thought about retiring. That's how bad I was. Then games 2 and 3, I was so good I scared myself. I mean, played some of the best beard I've ever played. I was probably the best player there. Hank just is not consistent enough on defense, dropped a lot of easy die. We lost. Our first loss was the team that won the whole thing, and we could have beaten them, but again, Hank just doesn't have the defense that you need to win. I did.
So
Let's ask the next question. I know what's coming. What?
what? No, I was just gonna say. So we learned that when you guys don't play 13-year-olds on the beach in games, it's a little bit tougher.
No, that's irrelevant.
What is it irrelevant that in your own backyard at the tournament you go to every year that you love and promote that they blasted my track right in your face?
That's what I knew was going to happen. Again, KFC, what you got to understand about this guy right here, me, is a lot of people love me and a lot of people love to hate me. And that's what just keeps it coming. It's just a beautiful mix. It has nothing to do with your song. It could have been anybody. They're like, let's get Davey Pages. And then you know what? There's two people coming over that guy's head with a black sack and they're throwing him in the river and say, no, we play Pageview's song. You have people coming and going. It's a big fight. No one is walking down the middle of the street being like, oh, I don't care about him either way. They either hate me or love me. That's where I want them. Luckily for me, there's more love than hate, but it's a battle. I get that. But don't say it had nothing to do with you. That I didn't even, and the best part of it, someone's like, did you hear what they're playing? And I'm like, what is it? That was literally my reaction. I didn't know what song it was. I was like, I don't know. What is that?
On your home turf, your people that you defend the wall for them, all the sacrifices you make for them, and they just take a dump all over you and play my shit.
Nope. There was a guy who clearly was trying to get my goat, and I don't blame him. Listen, the day people stop hating on me is the day that we all are out in the street looking for work. So I'm fine with it.
Well, did you guys play any cash games after?
Yeah, 2-0 in cash games. And then Hank had to run to Newport. He had like a crew of people show up. Feidelberg was like begging, let the kid go to Newport and shit like that.
Dude, Brownie's beer diet. You drink till you can't walk.
I was so hot. You could not get. I made a couple plays in that thing. I wish they were on tape. That I caught it and I almost passed out on it.
So Hank walked away from a heater?
Yeah, he did. He did. Hank?
I didn't want to, but I was kind of being pressured.
Never walk away from me.
Hank could have made his salary. We only played $20 games.
When I played with you, Dave, in that tournament, we got hot, and I called and changed my flight.
Yeah. No, Hank, like, ran to – he had a couple, like, goonish-looking buddies and Molly Walsh. Like, I don't know. I don't know what was going on. But he ran out, and then I went home.
By the way, I listened to the rundown on Thursday. Did you you definitely let Blind Mike have it a little bit there.
That's going to be
true.
That's going to be another suicide that comes back to haunt us, man. Jesus Christ.
I didn't let him. I gave him the truth. Listen, I'm a truth teller.
You did not
seek the
sugarcoat it.
truth.
I will say that. You did not sugarcoat it at all.
My favorite was when he was like, this was the conversation I was going to have with you privately, but we're just going to do it now in public.
You're like, you can't write for shit.
He can't
you
write.
The blind,
You don't have a future as a blogger.
You write like a blind guy.
He does. He does. I wish I could touch him. I wish I could touch him hand of God and give him my gift of gab, but he can't write. So he's got to find something else to do. I like him. I've said from day one, nobody's rooting for Blind Mike harder than I am. But I can't, like, carry him on my back. I can't have this big blind guy weighing me down as I'm walking. Imagine that. It's like he just humpback. I already got the thing. I can't carry Blind Mike through life. I wish I could, but we're going to hopefully find something to do. I love Blind Mike. This has nothing to do with him being blind. When he walked in here, originally, day one, I couldn't figure out he was blah until he said he was blind. But the blindness will only take you so far. So if you're going to be here 24/7, we need more. And that's what I told him. So I don't know how that's mean. I'd rather somebody tell me the truth like that than be Chris Carter, who's flip-flopping all over the place.
All right.
And all the way, KSC, I know why you reposted your song, by the way. You're just dreading when Rise, Pageview's Rise rises right past Tico, Texas.
No, I just wanted to remind people how much better mine was than yours. I can't tell you how many people were like, now going back and listening to yours, I realize it's even that much better.
I can't tell you how many people told me that your lungs and guts were on the street bleeding.
I mean, I think you can. I think there was like 5 people who said that. And
that's not true.
No, they're all like, 16-year-old Boston kids looking for a retweet.
No, those lyrics were genius. Genius.
No, I mean, I told you there were a couple funny lines.
A couple?
It was about 4 minutes too long, and you couldn't understand 90% of it.
A couple good lyrics? A couple?
Yeah. Yeah, a couple good fucking funny lines that even I laughed at.
They were all fire. They're all brilliant, and they could only come from my brain.
Brilliant.
All right.